It's about time I did a video follow up to the surgery and everything because it's been. I was trying to do a daily vlog and then surgery happened and life started to go back to normal, and then it wasn't a matter of it being lazy, it's just it became less and less of a priority. But I figured I'm just about 2 months out. I've got a 8-week appointment on Friday in Guelph to do the follow-up. I think it's with, I'm assuming it's going to be dietitian and maybe social worker this time because I already saw the nurse before. And they're just going to tell me, I guess, what the next steps are. I've lost, according to my home scale, I've lost about 95 pounds in total since my highest weight, and about be 40, about 40 or so in the 2 months. There was a bit of a stall there. There was like 2.5 weeks where nothing came off. And then I woke up, I literally took my weight, went to bed, woke up the next day, and 5 pounds were gone. And I hadn't gone to the bathroom, hadn't done anything, just magic, it was gone. And then I woke up today, and I'm down about a pound from yesterday. So it's all random what happens. I don't know the order in which it's supposed to happen, if there's a specific, rate you lose at. It seems it's completely random for everybody. It's just it's only taking in so much amount of food, so many calories, and then the body decides what it wants to do until it loses the weight. So the highest weight I've ever been was probably about 675. I'm just guessing because I didn't weigh myself then, and I know I lost weight before I went to the clinic the first time. The highest weight they had on file for me was, I believe, 640, and around the summertime of this year. I had gone up and down, but never above that. And I was 630 in September when I went in. And then I had the surgery day, they had weighed me in at 595. And the scale here at home is reading 551.8, 552-ish. So it's starting to really happen. It's just going to be a little while till I start seeing more major results. I did notice sitting down in chairs at places I'm a little more comfortable. So like waiting for the bus, if there's a shelter seat, I can actually sit down and it doesn't pinch me anymore. I can sit down like I'm touching the sides, but it's not really forcing in on the sides of me. Also, I went to the Frederick Cinemas here, and they had, in the summertime, I went there and they had put new seats in, or maybe it was a little before that, but they had put brand new seats in. They weren't new, they were from another theater, but new to them. And when I went there at my 6:30, 6:40, sitting down, I thought, not only did I think I was going to break the chair, but when I sat down, it was so tight that there was no getting up to go to the bathroom or anything till I had to leave, because it would have been such a struggle to get up and move. I was so pinched in that it left like marks in the sides of me. And when I went there maybe 3 weeks ago, I saw the Lego Batman movie with my brother, and while I did touch the sides, I slid right in and was able to slide right out, and there was no feeling like I was being squished in or I was going to break anything. So whereas I don't see physically when I look in the mirror or anything any difference, I know there's a difference because of how things are fitting. Things are a little looser on me. I know my back has lost some weight, my shoulders a little bit. I started going to the gym. I got a membership for Fit for Less, which is owned by Good Life. And I've been there, went there 3 days in a row, and then I was off for about 4 days because I was helping a friend move. Family birthdays and stuff came up, and I went back today. So there was a 5-day gap between when I went, but I'm going to start going regularly again. I can't really use their ellipticals or their treadmills because I'm still actually too heavy for them, because I know, because I started walking on one and then it said I put it out of speed alignment or something, and I looked to my left, looked to my right, nobody saw it, so I just went and backed away and just walked away from it. So what I do is I go there and they have the curling machine, they have a bench press machine, and then they have a rower, and I use those ones. And what was the other one? Butterfly, the fly thing, the pec machine, whatever it is. So I've been using them, and it's enough to raise my heart rate that I'm sweating, and I can feel that I'm getting the same effect as if I was running, but also building muscle. So muscle weighs about the same as fat. It's just it takes up a lot less space. So I'd rather build my muscle. The more muscle I build, the faster my metabolic rate is. Just the stronger I am in general. So I'm going to do that until I get down to a weight where I can really start doing a lot more cardio. So for cardio, I'm just walking places, just getting moving. So for half hour at a time, and it seems to be working pretty well. I'm a little sore today. I didn't overdo it, but even if it's 15 minutes a day to start, that's perfect. It's a lot better than anything I had ever done before, right? So that's pretty much it. There hasn't been anything else. I'm just looking down. The scars are pretty much healed. Like there's almost nothing. You can see that guy there a little bit. The rest of them are pretty much healed. There's almost nothing. It just looks like I was maybe cut, like paper cut. It's almost completely healed. I feel normal, I guess. I don't feel like I've had surgery until I eat something, and if I eat too much in one sitting or a little too fast, then I'm like, oh, I can feel it going down, and then I'm like, now I'm full, and then I can't eat anything else at all. So a good example is for dinner last night, I made chicken tacos and one hard shell taco. I found the only foods I can't handle, or not handle, but that give me indigestion or give me trouble are breads. So like a white bread, normal toast stuff. Flatbreads as well, so like a soft shell taco wouldn't work, or burrito. Hard shell tacos are fine if I have one of them, or if I have like Melba toast or something, or a cracker, something like that. But bread, I think anything yeasty doesn't really work. So I have a hard shell taco with a little bit of low-fat sour cream, a little bit of low-fat cheese, and chicken taco meat with seasoning on it. One of those will completely fill me. Completely filled. Anything more, and I start to get too much. You can feel it. It doesn't hurt, but it feels like when you're full. So, and that's yay big, little bitty taco, and that's completely fine. After that, I'm satisfied. Like I don't even feel hungry to do it. I just want to eat because it's something I like tasting. And then that whole thing with the shell, it's 2 shells, so 75 calories for the shell. With the meat and everything, is probably a 300 calorie meal, about that. Yeah, it's got to be about 300 calories. Just always try to round up a little bit, so it's not too exuberant or anything. And I'm still losing weight. It's starting to actually speed up now that I've been working out and stuff. So it's pretty good. I imagine it would be very different if I had had the R&Y surgery, because if I had the R&Y surgery, I wouldn't be able to handle. I'd have to really be watching the sugars, really be watching the amount of fats that I have, even chew even more diligently, and because so far the only issues I've had is if I've eaten too fast or a little too much, I feel full. Like the sugars doesn't bother me, so it's a blessing and a curse. There's the possibility of having the wrong foods, right? So instead of just having a restrictive thing with space, the people that have the R&Y also have a limitation on the amount of sugars and fats they can consume at a time. Whereas for me, I have to be careful to make sure that I have the right balance of foods, make sure I have the right nutrition, because if I don't, if let's say take chips for example, you'd think that chips are so small that if you chew them up, you could eat a whole bag of chips and then you've had 2,000 calories, but it won't irritate the stomach because you're filling it basically entirely with carbs from bottom to top. So in that instance, I have to really watch what the mind plays tricks of wanting the food and realizing, well, the real estate I have here is so little now that I have to make sure I fill it with the right amounts of foods of the good foods. So that's why it's like homemade chicken taco. I did try, as far as fast food goes, I think I had Subway once with my brother, and for that I basically had to eat it open face. Took a 6-inch sub, threw away the top part of the bread, hollowed out the other part of the bread, so it was just the outside casing of the bread, and then had my meat with what did I have on it? I think I had pickles and olives or something on it, and that was okay. But it's a waste of money at that point. I've had, what did I have? When I was out, I got a kids meal or a Happy Meal at McDonald's. I got the apple slices, the yogurt, which I couldn't even eat. I had to give it to my brother, and I ended up getting the burger and not having the bun, and just ate the meat with the pickles and the onion and ketchup on top, and I was full. So you get full off of like $2 worth of food in a sitting. Is there anything else I've had? Yeah, I've had like a singular square slice about that big of ultra thin, like crackery thin crust pizza, things you make at home. Oh, and for my mom's birthday, we ordered Chinese food. So we ordered instead of getting like a dinner for four or whatever we would normally get, we each got like a combination dinner. So one of the ones that comes in a little container about that big, and I made sure I got the right kind of veggies, and I got chicken, things that weren't breaded or anything, and I ended up, out of that $8 meal, I got 6 meals out of it. So I had lunch, dinner. And then I had the next day, I had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then a snack out of it. So basically my whole day was just this one little plate of Chinese food. And I made sure I didn't have anything that was too carby or anything that was too bad. So yeah, it's like $1 a meal, and then you're completely full. So that's pretty good. The only struggle I have is the mind still thinks I need more. So getting the portions out, I don't want to have to measure with a cup. But when I look at something, my initial reaction is, say I made something at home. Let's say I made a chili. Well, my reaction is I get a little bowl, but the reaction is to just fill the bowl. When what I need to do, and then I end up with waste left over that either I have to put away or throw out. So I have to get things like the portion plates and the portion bowls and anything small, so that I can fill up that little thing. And then, because visually, I don't know, it's something with the mind. You want to have a full thing. You don't want just a spoon of something. So if I have a smaller container, just fill the smaller container, eat that, and I'm perfectly satisfied. So it's just all mind games and mind tricks that you play. I've had no pain inside at all. I've not had discomfort or anything. At first, I had difficulty. The first few weeks, I remember I was having trouble going to the bathroom, going number 2. It was just like days and days and days of nothing. And then that was because of surgery and just because body reacting to things. But now I'm pretty regular. I haven't had to take any stool softener or anything. I have noticed there's been a couple times where I've gone like 3 days without pooping. And that all I can attribute to is not having enough fiber, maybe. I drink plenty of liquids. I drink sugar-free drinks, but also water. I'm drinking about 2 liters of water a day, probably, if not more. So I should be plenty hydrated. My pee still, the color, especially in the morning, is still pretty iced tea in complexion, and that I looked up as fairly normal, just because I realized that in a day I was probably drinking a lot more than that before, and there's a physical limitation of what I can drink, right? Because I had the hiccups one day, and I was like, oh, my go-to was to grab a cup of water and just down it. Well, I drank a cup about that big, and like that, all at once, and that's like 2 times the size my stomach is. So it got about half down, and then I went, ooh, and it barfed all over the place. It went everywhere. It was just water, but hiccups went away. But it was still interesting to see. I don't find that when I drink I gulp anymore. I just sip, and I don't even realize it. It's like my body knows how much I can hold, except in a situation like that where I was like hiccup, hiccup, hiccup. So it's interesting. I'll find out officially how much I've lost on Friday when I go in, but I've got I've been off. It's been out of surgery 8 weeks now. I've got to start looking for an apartment for the summer and fall, looking for a different job as well. So it's going to be interesting. So now that the recovery part is not completely over, in that they say you can take weeks and weeks and weeks for you to heal inside, I feel normal. So it's time to really start looking for to get back to work, because it's getting kind of boring just not being there. I never thought I'd say that, but it is getting kind of boring. I want to go and do things, and that I know will speed up the whole process as well. As far as snacks go, I found the easiest thing to do is go to the store, and I picked up these little guys here. Just little cans of tuna. Ones that are just flavored, but the ones that are specifically in water, not the ones that are in oil. So let's see here. I've got garlic and hot pepper. So it's 100 calories per can. There's 4 grams of fat. That's not an issue. 0 sugar, 0 carb, 16 grams of protein. And literally, you don't need to mix it with mayo or anything when it's flavored like this. You just have a spoon, open it up, and have it. And that's that in itself, maybe mixed with a little bit of something else. Even that, like as one of the meal snacks between meals, like I'm supposed to eat 6 times a day, that's perfect. I've also got, what else did I get? Tomato basil. This is the no-name brand. Is it any different? 80 calories. Okay. You got, what's that one? Spicy Thai chili, 160 calories. 110 calories for the sun-dried tomato and basil from them. So just getting those, they're like about $1.25. You can get sometimes on sale 4 or 5 for it makes them $1 each, and that's perfect for in between meals. They say they want you to have protein at every meal, and you have 6 meals a day, so basically 3 meals and then 3 snacks. Well, those are perfect for the snacks because they have they already have flavoring and everything in them, and there's no crap in it. And luckily I like tuna. I got one that was salmon. Not a big fan of salmon. I like salmon when it's cooked, but not like that. And then I have iced tea, like Nestea Zero, different things. I got the Mio drink stuff for in between, all sugar-free, all calorie-free things. So it's pretty good. I feel pretty comfortable. I feel like everything's going the way it should. It's not as fast as I would want the weight to come off, but I didn't put on all the weight in one day. That took my whole life to that point to put the weight on. So if I could lose another, from this point, if I could lose 100 pounds by my surgery date again next year. So if from March it's the 8th. If from March the 8th till January the 6th, I could lose another 100 pounds, that would put me at the 450 mark. Maybe it would be great if I could lose even more. If I could get to 400 within the 1 year, that would be amazing. But it's completely doable, but I don't think I want to put that kind of pressure if I don't make it. But if I can lose 100 pounds from now to then, it'll be amazing, because then I would have a total weight loss of about 200 pounds. 225 pounds. And we'll see, one day at a time, and I'll try to make more videos more frequently now that I got this all set up. I picked up a little USB mixer board audio interface, a condenser mic kit that came with the guard, and it came with the wind cover, the arm, the boom arm that extends out. I already had a webcam, but I rearranged everything, put my laptop here instead of an old crappy computer, got my monitor hooked up, got a clip light to light the room a little bit better. I might improve it eventually, but I'm trying to save money. So, I've got a little fun little place where I can do some videos. And I guess that's it for this blog entry. Maybe I'll do something tomorrow, or I'll definitely do something on Friday when I get back from the clinic there and see how everything's going. All right, bye.